Welcome back. I'm in a new environment. Not for me, but for you. This is my vocal booth, my makeshift one, in my closet where I do voiceover work. Surprise! Haha. Yeah, I don't just play guitar. Actually, most days I do voiceover stuff, so pretty cool. However, I don't do anime, which is, a lot of people think, oh, you do voiceover, you do cartoons, but there's so much other stuff like audiobooks and commercials and ads and corporate trainings and things like that. But anyways, I figured I'd come in here and give it a shot. I set up a camera, and so this is kind of an interesting vibe, and I think it might work, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you for joining me today. I'm back. It's a new year, and got some more anime openings for you. I've been watching anime again, putting them up on the Patreon, so if you want to watch anime with me, then that's over there. The link for that's going to be in the description. And I might drop anime reactions on this channel, but I don't know if you guys care. I don't know if you only want to see music or if you're open to watching me watch anime too. I don't know. I mean, I have a few of the shows that I've watched already on this channel. They don't perform as well as the music videos, so maybe it's just not something that people want to see. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And also, please tell me what other openings you want to see me react to in the comments as well so I can add them to the list, because there are a lot left, but there's not that many. So I definitely need to keep adding intros to the list. And so if not, then I'll have to get creative and figure out how to find new shows that I've never heard of for their openings. Anyways, today I got 5 for you, or whatever I can. If you don't see 5, then all of it's going to be on Patreon. Again, you can never tell with YouTube because, just the copyright law is so outdated. It's so outdated. It was from like the 70s and way before like the internet was even a thing. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But if you're here and you see all 5, cool. If not, go over to the Patreon, check it out. I'll put the video up there in its entirety. All right, so let's hop in. The first one we're going to check out is called, I don't know why this, let's see. It's Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. I've heard of Gundam just by itself, but maybe that's the full official name. Opening 1. So that's going to be the one we check out. So here we go. Hopping in. This sounds so 80s. Oh yeah, this is like 80s karaoke. Underground dance club. Very synthy. Oh wow, this is one of the first intros where I hear like in-show audio with the opening song. I feel like it's gonna build up to something, but at the same time, maybe not. It's kind of a random song for what I'm seeing. Like visually, it doesn't really match. That one was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. The song didn't really go anywhere. Again, I don't know. It wasn't bad melodically. It just wasn't very energetic. It didn't really build to anything. It didn't really execute on any of the visuals in a way that like kind of brought it together and made it seem like you were going on a journey. It just felt like they took like random clips from the show and then a song that may have been popular at the time or like something that they could just afford, and then they just kind of slapped them together. It didn't really, I mean, maybe lyrically it goes together. Maybe that's where I'm losing it. Maybe, in Japanese it makes a lot of sense. But musically it just was kind of felt a bit random. Again, musically it's not bad. It's just probably not my cup of tea, honestly. So that's interesting. And I'm sorry if I offended you guys, because I've even heard the name Gundam. So I'm sure there's a huge fan base. I thought it was more about building like the physical like action figures as opposed to the show. But if you love the show and the song, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you. That is not my intention. Okay, let's just hop into the next one. So the next one is from a show called Tokyo Majin. I don't know where the emphasis is. And this is just opening one. This one was recommended. And yeah, so let's hop in and give it a listen. Oh, I already love it. Oh, wow. This is raw. Dude, this... I feel like I'm in 2006 again. I see the guy holding the guitar doing the spin with his legs in the air. Half his hair over his face. Are those different singers, or is that one singer? Because back in this era, sometimes the bands would have two singers. It's like a singer and a screamer. If this is from like the 2000s. Got that sliding guitar rhythm. It's like pre-Paramore. Wow. Very cool. Okay, that was a little bit of emo rock. You know, never did anyone wrong. That was fun. I think so. In the beginning, those like, I think there were harmonics. That I'd have to go back and listen to it, but it was either some sort of pinch harmonic or just a regular harmonic on the guitar. That was a cool intro. There was a lot of riffing going on in the background, and then the vocal mix was cool because the singer sounded like super unmixed. Like it didn't sound like there was a lot of processing going on in the vocals or even in the room treatment. So it sounded like the singer was singing. It sounded more raw for the singer, whereas in the rest of the band was kind of mixed a little better, which kind of gave it that like punk kind of vibe, which was really cool. I don't know if it was just like a bad recording and so it made it sound older, because I think there was another show we listened to where people were telling me in the comments that the last time I heard a sound like that, where it sounded a little like older, it was just a bad version of the video that I listened to. But yeah, that was cool. It was just like emo rock. It sounded like it was probably from like, you know, mid 2000s, between like 2004, 2007, somewhere in that range. I don't know if it is. And then, yeah, the singer, there was like a screamer, like an emo screamer, and then like a regular kind of more like rock singer, which was a cool mix. Usually bands like that would have two singers, like there's the screamer and the singer. And then the guitar just sounded super like, you know, like a technical player that was in like a rock emo band and was just riffing in the background. It was very cool. I like that. That was cool. And I liked how the song just like kicked off immediately. It was just straight to the point. There was no funny business. I love it. But I guess, you know, in a minute and a half, you kind of have to get to the point. You know, you don't really have a lot of room to play around or build up too much. Although a lot of songs that we've listened to build up and then kind of deliver on like a peak or some sort of drop. This one just kind of kept its energy the whole way through from the beginning. But yeah, I like that one. That was definitely cool. Okay, so the next one we're checking out is by a show, called Yakuza Fiance. That's an interesting title. The song is called Wow. That was so good. Holy crap, that grooved so insanely hard. Is that a band I've heard before? Who is it by? Oh, the Oral Cigarettes. Okay, that makes sense. I think they're the ones that did the Naragame one, because I did the guitar cover. I think that was the same one, right? Hey Kids? Or is that by a different band? I don't know. I feel like that's the same band. But that's so good. Wow, that was so good. The song is so good, I kind of want to watch the show. I guess the opening kind of acts as like promotional material, right? Like if it's a really good opening, then it gets people interested in watching the show. But man, that was just so good. The singer was phenomenal. The dynamics of the song, they went everywhere my ear wanted it to go. You know, it hit all the highs. It kind of it fit all the pockets of groove. The guitar, the tone of the guitar was just really good, nice, and it cut through the mix, very trebly, you know, living up to the guitar frequencies. And then the bass was just grooving and running, you know. And then the drums just, you know, did exactly what they needed to do. The drums did not take the spotlight, but they obviously kept the groove going. If you've ever seen those videos where people play like the same song as a drummer and then they show you like different drum patterns that would completely change the vibe of the song, that's how you know the drummer did their job, is if they kind of just made you feel what the songs, the rest of the instruments are trying to communicate. And I feel like it did a perfect job. But yeah, you get a groove like that, just like a happy, groovy song with a lot of like bass runs and just like good staccato, kind of like rhythmic dance grooves. Like, I'm gonna love it probably every time. And then the singer always does that like whoo, like that kind of like, it's not really whistling, but it's a similar kind of like flow of like just kind of like the air is just blowing and like that's the melody, where it's just like so like effortless almost. And I think that effortlessness style of singing or even guitar playing or any instrument really just shows like a true control and mastery of the instrument. And so it's like watching someone that's really good at doing something, whether it's like a sport or some sort of trick. When they're that in control, it just makes it that much more enjoyable, because you're just like truly experiencing the work of a professional. And that's what I got out of that song. Can you tell I liked it? I loved that song. Okay, anyways, moving on. Got a couple more for you. So the next one we're going to listen to is a show called Black Lagoon, and the opening title is called Red Fraction. So this one was recommended. It was on my list, and now we get to experience it together. All right, here we go. Oh, this sounds like it's going to be heavy. Oh, it's got like a Rammstein kind of industrial. Oh, yeah. This is a rave. This is a rave in an abandoned warehouse. This reminds me of like late 90s, like PS1 menu screens kind of song. For like an action game or something. Well, that was a change I wasn't expecting. Thought that was gonna drop somewhere. Okay, that was interesting. It had like an industrial kind of vibe going, and then it changed into like a little bit more of like the kind of like J-rock sound we've been hearing, although like obviously prior to modern times, sounded a bit older. But yeah, that transition was not expected, which was cool. That was a cool dynamic shift. But then the song, after it changed, I thought it was going to kind of lead to another part that never came. It kind of stayed the same. And so I almost wonder with these, I don't know if that was an older show or not, but I almost wonder if like the older the sound is, the more I'm noticing where maybe even anime as an industry, they were trying to kind of figure out openings, you know, maybe a little more, where like, because obviously when you look at any development of anything really, like whether it's the guitars or technology, computers or music genres, there's always this like the founders, right? Like the pioneers. And then after that, you got like the people that kind of like worked on it. And they're like the OGs, the legacy people. And then that develops into like, throughout the eras of that medium. And so I wonder if like that felt like an older show. And sometimes I wonder if like part of the anime experience is figuring out the opening, and it's like, okay, maybe in the beginning the anime opening wasn't used as much in promotional material as it might be today, and they might have tried to been figuring out what kind of music you can use to emphasize, the feeling of the show, maybe, or showcasing the highlights that they used. So that'd be interesting to look into. But again, that was kind of like the first song we listened to, where it seemed that one, I mean, visually met, like there was a lot of gun scenes, that were going on. So that industrial sound kind of like fit that. So at least the visual matched a little better than the first song. But that transition didn't really go anywhere, and I don't feel like it served much of a purpose. So I almost wonder too if, like, again, that song wasn't made for the show. And I don't know if any of anime openings are made specifically for shows. I'm sure nowadays they are, but maybe back then they just kind of took whatever was popular or, the most cost efficient from an artist to throw on. But yeah, that was interesting. But Yakuza Fiance was still definitely my favorite one by far. All right, last but not least today, this one is called Nichijou, My Ordinary Life. The opening is Hyade no Kakakata. Kakakata. I cannot say that. Holy crap. Yeah, that's the name. So let's hop in and let's wrap this up. Wow, that's a bright opening. Here we go. Super happy. Dude, this is so happy. This sounds like a band that kind of jokes around. Shabby-dabby-dee-bee. Oh man, how fun. It's got like an 8-bit kind of sound going on in the background with like little bells and stuff too. Dude, there's so much going on musically. That xylophone. Oh, she's got a minigun now. Dude, this show is just pure chaos. Just like the opening. This show looks fun. It's like schoolgirls that just like have miniguns. Oh my! Wow, what a trip that was. That song actually, surprisingly, as silly as it sounded, it wasn't just super happy, it was silly. It was like silly. You can even hear in the male singer's voice, he was doing like kind of like mock sounds, like like he was kind of joking while singing. And then there was a ton of dynamics. Like there was that kind of like that synth, like house pad, that sounds like you're playing like a video game. But then there was also moments where they kind of chilled out and they had like some 8-bit like kind of stuff going on with like bells. And then there was like a xylophone run that like ran back into the song. So there was actually a lot musically going on that was surprising, like very dynamic, very creative, exceptionally creative, which is kind of crazy. And I think it actually fit the visual perfectly with what I was looking at. That's what I'm talking about. Like the sound of the music with the visuals of what was happening in the show matched perfectly. So that actually looked like a fun show to watch too. Okay, well, if I had to rank these, obviously, let me see. Okay, if I had to rank these today, I would, obviously, Yakuza Fiance is number 1. Easy, hands down. But I think Nichijou is number 2 also. Like a close number 2. Although musically, Yakuza Fiance was, I think, I don't know if it was close. I think that one blew everything else out of the water. But Nichijou surprised me, not because I thought the music was phenomenal, but I think dynamically it was like really creative, and then it matched the visual perfectly. So I think that's why I'm giving Nichijou like also a lot of credit. But yeah, Yakuza Fiance is number 1, Nichijou number 2, and then I think Black Lagoon is probably going to be... No, I think Tokyo Majin, or Majin. Tokyo Majin is going to be number 3, and then I think it'll be Black Lagoon, and then Mobile Suit Gundam, number 5. That's going to be my ranking today. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And yeah, if you'd like to support the channel, go check out the Patreon. The links for that in the description. Also, please let me know if you'd like to see anime reactions on this channel. And if so, what show? And make it one that a lot of people are going to watch, not just like some little niche one, because I kind of want to get this channel growing. And the only way to do that at first is to not be so niche, kind of like something a little more broad that a lot of people are going to like. And then also song recommendations. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. It's a good start to a new year. Let's hope 2026 is phenomenal and the world gets better, because it kind of sucks right now. Anyways, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.